Okay, so Robert is asking, was or is Jesus Christ popular?
That is a good question. Actually, Robert, you asked another question, so I'll answer this first, and then we'll lead into the next one because they're very similar. So I want to say yes and no. Was Jesus popular? So Jesus is probably the most, if I mean, he is the most influential person in the history of the world. You know, even thousands of years later, so many people have forgotten people, or, only some people know about other people. But Jesus is by far the most influential and well known name or person ever. So, in the sense that he is well known, yes, Jesus has fame, he has renown, but popular is a different kind of meaning. Popular means to be liked, admired, or enjoyed by many people. And the thing is, when Jesus was on earth, he was famous. The Bible talks about the fame of Jesus. There are many verses that talk about how Jesus was, his fame went abroad. But was Jesus popular in the sense that did everybody like him? No, because the Jewish leaders definitely didn't like him, and his own people, eventually shouted to crucify him, and he was, killed on the cross, which is the most horrible death, because he was hated. And the thing is, I would say, in the sense that Jesus has fame, is he well known? Yes. But is he popular? Is he always well liked you know, by everybody? No. I would say he's not popular in that sense. And really and truly, true Christianity and true followers of Christ and his message is not really a popular message. I know that there's a lot of churches that say they're Christian, but I would say, you know, the true message of the gospel, to pick up your cross and die daily and die to self, is not a popular message. um and just talking about, was Jesus famous? Yes. Like, everybody knew who he was. You look at Matthew chapter 4, 23 through 25, it talks about the fame of Jesus. And then again in Mark 1, 26 and 20 through 28, the fame of Jesus. But I really want to note in Luke chapter 5, verses 13 through 16, if you want to look really quick, Luke chapter 5 and 15 through 16. Um, oh, geez Louise. I don't know why my computer's not letting me see the verses. 1, 2, 3. I have to count them. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sorry, guys. So Jesus talks about, there's a time where a man was healed of leprosy, and it says, and he put forth his hand to touch him, saying, I will, that he'll be clean. And he says, be thou clean. And immediately the leprosy departed from him. And Jesus charged him to tell no one, but go and show himself to the priest and offer do an offering for the cleansing, according as Moses commanded. And it says, but so much more went there of fame abroad of him, and great multitudes came together to hear and be healed by him of their infirmities. So Jesus definitely, you know, was famous. I mean, he was healing people. Everybody was talking about it. However, was Jesus wanting to be famous? Was he trying to, have notoriety and be popular? It's no. If you look at the next verse, it says, and he withdrew himself into the wilderness and prayed. Jesus was not somebody who was seeking to be popular. That wasn't his mission or his goal in any way, shape, or form. And also a really good example of this is also in John chapter 6, verse 15. This is after the feeding of the 5,000. um, Jesus, feeds the 5,000, and he's um, basically, everybody's like, wow, like he took 5 little fish and 2 little loaves, and he, fed 5,000 men, plus women and children. And so obviously it was, very exciting. It was something important, but um, after this event, it says in verse 16, I believe, it says, when Jesus therefore perceived that they would come and take him by force to make him a king. So people were like, oh, because he did something good, he did get popular for a minute. It says he departed again into a mountain himself alone. So Jesus was never trying to be popular or, well liked. He was just trying to spread the message of the truth and give the glory to the Father. That was basically more how Jesus operated. And Jesus, so again, Jesus was famous in the sense that everybody talked about him, everybody knew about him, but Jesus didn't desire to be popular. And just to kind of close on this note, I just want to show a few verses too, as far as what Jesus said himself about being popular, as far as being a follower of him and his true gospel. If you go to John chapter 15, verses 18 through 20, sorry, John chapter 15, verses 18 through 20. And it says, if the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. So Jesus is saying the world hates you because it hated me. And if you go on to verse 19, Jesus continues to say, if you were of the world would love its own. Yet because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. So it's not a popular thing to follow Jesus in the true sense. And in verse 20, Jesus says something very important. He says, remember the word that I said to you, a servant is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, Jesus, they will also persecute you. If they kept my word, they will keep yours also. So Jesus is here again saying, the world hates me. I'm not popular. I'm actually hated by a lot of people. And most people don't want to hear a message of, hey, you need to take selfishness and sin out of your heart and out of your life, because that's the essence of the gospel, is that we need to surrender to God and empty ourselves of self and selfishness. And so it's not a popular message. And in First John chapter 2, verses 15 through 18, I don't know if we can get that up as well. First John chapter 2, verses 15 to 18. Just we'll close on this real quick. Can we get that one up, or is it? If not, I can just read it. First John chapter 2. Let's take a look. All right, I'll go ahead and read that in just a second, if I can find it. I apologize. Again, I'm having some technical issues here tonight. Because I apologize. I don't know if we can get it up. Or Jane, if you can help me out. First John chapter 2. Shall appear. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. First John chapter 2, 15 through 16. I don't know why I'm not finding it now. So again, I apologize. But basically he's saying, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. It says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passes away and the lust thereof, but he that does the will of God abides forever. And he goes on to say, little children, it is the last time, or it's the end of time. And you have heard that Antichrist shall come. Even now are there many antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. We're in the end of time. And there's antichrist, like there's the opposite of Christ. There are those who are trying to sit in the place of Christ because they either want Christ's position and they want the worship that goes with that, or they want to be completely opposed to Christ. And so this is just a sign that we are living in the last time. So there is a lot of animosity and hatred towards Jesus and towards true Christianity, to be honest. And we see that in the world around us. So is Jesus popular? I would say no. Is he famous? Yes. But should we seek to be a popular people? No, we should seek to be a holy people, seek to be a genuine people who love God and love others, no matter what the cost. So I hope that answers that question.